Um, an amendment to a previous episode is that all this smoke and fire also impacts wine growing. It's not just about the early frost and early bloom and all that kind of stuff. Um, Grapevines can bounce back from fire better than humans, but turns out smoke does significant damage to the plant. But on a more serious note, I want everyone to remember the horrific Australian wildfires that killed or harmed 3 billion animals. And again, a direct result of carbon emissions that heat the planet. Don't forget that. So now the worst part isn't what wildfires have already claimed, which has been a lot, like we just went over. The worst part is that they will multiply in frequency and intensity. The latest UN report predicts a surge as global warming heats the air and land, which dries out trees and other plants. In fact, you can expect a 14% uptick in wildfires by 2030 and 30% by 2050 and 50% by the end of this century. Michael E. Mann, a renowned climatologist, says that this dangerous escalation in extreme weather is the new abnormal. His quote, "The impacts of climate change are upon us in the form of unprecedented, dangerous extreme weather events. And it will only get worse as long as we continue to burn fossil fuels and generate carbon pollution." Scientists are also saying that Earth is starting to transform into what it was 94 million years ago. At that time, fires would burn 40% of the world's forests due to an increase in oxygen in the atmosphere. And by 2100, which isn't far away, folks, it really isn't. Your kids are going to see that. We are on track to see large amounts of carbon dioxide accumulate in the atmosphere and nutrients build up in the ocean. We talked about that last week with the green oceans. And it's that process that ends with high oxygen concentrations at those past levels, which was and is fuel for fire, right? Oxygen, fire, get it? So it's not just that carbon dioxide warms the planet, which it does. It also has significant impacts on the fundamental biogeochemistry of this planet. It's just part of what we don't understand about our global ecosystem.